Hello, it's Deborah from the Attic, and this is a bit of a personal update video. I also want to talk through my bullet journal that I've been looking back through it over what happened in 2020, and I'm curious to know how other people experience using their bullet journals because my use of it changed. I'm going to share the personal update towards the end of the video. So let me just quickly have a little conversation about this. This is my November page for my bullet journal, and what I really love about this are the colours and the ink that I've used at the top here. I've been experimenting with my calligraphy and handwriting for maybe a year and a half, maybe 2 years now, and I'm finding that I prefer this thinner style of calligraphy, and this is done with a proper dip pen. Rather than with a fibre pen. I find the fibre pens just don't quite work for me, so it's worth experimenting and seeing if one medium doesn't work for you, maybe another one will. And I'm really glad that I persevered with this, and the ink that I've used is a gold dipping ink. It's from Dr. P.H. Martin, and it's really beautiful, and it makes the page shimmer and pop. And the colour that I've added to the page has come from stickers, and these are stickers that were part of the most recent kit I reviewed for Your Creative Studio. I'll provide a link to that kit up in the corner. I've got a little bit of paper here just to cover some personal information, but otherwise I've actually kept pretty close to the layout that I started when I first was putting this journal together back in, I think it was September of 2018, and I worked on different layout options for the different months, and I found that this one where I turned the page in really worked well for me. So here I've got a page and it turns in, and I just like that I have a little private space in there. And I decorated most of my pages with these little stickers. So these were stickers I made myself using stamps that I have, and I would stamp the stamp out onto a piece of sticky backed white paper. It's kind of like sticker paper that you can just buy on Amazon, and then I would colour it in and cut it out, and I would use it as a little sticker in my book. And I really loved this way of decorating my pages, and the colours from last December are just beautiful. They're real heartwarming colours. Then as we went through the year, things changed, so I use my journal quite consistently, and I found it really useful. And then things sort of changed around about March. And that's when COVID hit, and it was strange times. And what I found was the lockdown that we experienced in the UK was quite severe, and I didn't want to record those times. Our days got into a nice regular little pattern. What we did was we had lots of happy days because we weren't having to commute to work, so we were able to work from home, which meant that we had time in the morning to both go and walk the dog in the countryside around us. So our days started out really well, and we spent a lot more time engaging with the natural world around us. We had a beautiful spring, so it's not as if anything bad was actually happening to us, but I found I didn't want to record those days. I didn't find it that I was reaching for my journal and wanting to capture things. So I really didn't use it as consistently as I had done. And you can see I kept the pages going, I kept the months marked out, but I wasn't recording anything. I just didn't feel a need to. What I did do was a lot of walking and taking a lot of photographs. August I got a little bit more engaged with it because we had a very interesting August, and that ties into my personal information later on. And then in September I certainly got a little bit more enthusiastic about it because I wanted to capture the fact that we had a civil partnership. And I wanted to record that. So under this little flap of paper, I've recorded all the events of that day, almost hour by hour, because we had a lovely day. In October I began to get a little bit more engaged with it and started to record events and thoughts and all that sort of good stuff. And then in November, for some reason I got back into it. When I say for some reason, I think I know why, and this is a bit that I'm going to share. So I've mentioned a few times that I don't have very many supplies around me at the moment. What I can do is very limited. That's because I've said that we're having a big reorganisation in the attic, which is completely true. What I didn't tell you, and what has taken a long time for us to pull the jigsaw pieces together to make it a reality so that I can tell you, is that the reorganisation actually involves us moving from the southwest of England to the southwest of France, where we bought a house a couple of years ago. And it's been a real roller coaster of a year because we had no concept that this might even be a possibility at the beginning of this year. But COVID, allowing people to work remotely, has had an impact. The Brexit deadline has had a massive impact because we've discovered that through doing an awful lot of research that we simply could not, it would not be viable for us to move post-Brexit. We couldn't afford the private healthcare, we couldn't afford a whole load of other things that you would need to consider once you are no longer a member of the EU, so we've got to move before Brexit. The other thing that makes all of this possible is the fact that my company that I've worked for 14 years, they're a big German-owned, European-based company. They were bought out by another German-European company about 18 months ago. So we knew that the writing was on the wall for us, and 4,500 of us are going to be made redundant. Now that's going to happen for me in December, and that means that we are then released to go and move to France. And that's what we're doing. I couldn't make this video until I knew absolutely definitely that that's what was going to happen. But barring anything bizarre, unexpected coming at us out of left field, we will be moving the week before Christmas. Now what that means is that this will be the last video for a little while, for a few weeks, because I need to focus on getting ready for that move. And I've been doing a lot of walking at the weekends, and I kind of want to relish that time. I want to, this might be the last winter that I have in England, and I want to enjoy it, and I want to go on my familiar walks in preparation for the time when I'll be going on walks that are slightly less familiar in a different country. We've been learning French for the past 5 years. We were seriously planning to move, it's just that everything has been brought forward by several years. The other good news, and I'm quite giddy about this, is the fact that although I'll be saying goodbye to friends and family and places in the UK, I won't be saying goodbye to this channel, because being made redundant means that I now, or once I've moved, I will have time to dedicate full time to this channel. So I've already got a whole load of ideas about courses and about updating my website and really getting engaged with my blog again, and all sorts of things that I simply have not had the time to do while working full-time. Suddenly those things are available to me, and I also am really enthusiastic about bringing you information about what life is like in the southwest of France. I'm not going to do a sort of a pretty fantasy lifestyle thing. I hope to bring you the reality as I discover what that's like, and as I discover the local flora and fauna and the different bugs. We've encountered some of the bugs. So there's a whole load of interesting things that I hope I'll be able to share. Something else I'd like your opinion on is, because this will become my full-time job, I've seen a lot of other artists using Patreon as a way of giving themselves some stability around their income to enable them to bring creative videos and tuition videos to you. I actually support a couple of YouTubers via Patreon because I believe in what they do, and I appreciate the creativity that they bring. And I'm curious to know what other people think about that. For example, if I was to set up a Patreon page, would that be the wrong message for this channel? What do you think? It's a great opportunity for me to invite your opinions, because I know we've got a great community out there who do share information, and you do add some fantastic comments and you ask great questions. If I've missed any of your questions over the past few weeks, I do apologise. I'm just up to my ears in administration and bureaucracy and packing, and the house is in uproar. And even as soon as I finish making this video, I'm going to be dismantling my camera, which is going to be a sad moment, but I hope it's for something more positive and exciting happening very, very soon over the next 5 weeks for us. So the next time that I speak to you will be, I hope, from France. Ooh la la. I won't do my French chat on you, don't worry. And I just want to say, for all the support that you've given me while I've been based in the little attic, thank you very much. And I hope that support will continue into the new year, when I will be bringing you a whole load of, well, I don't quite know what the videos are going to be, but they're going to be, I'm going to share whatever I learn, whatever I stumble across. We'll discover it together. And I plan to post more photographs and stuff like that as well, so that so you really do get a feeling for what happens in this new reality that we're heading into. So for the moment, I'm going to say thank you very much for your time. Thank you for watching. Thank you for bearing with me. And take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic Christmas. Have a wonderful New Year. However you celebrate the winter time, I hope that it brings you peace and comfort. Take care.